I'm delighted to be joined by Oisin Murphy for his weekly regular catch-up. Morning, Oisin. How's it going?
Very well, Ben. I'm just here in the car at Kempton. Been riding work this morning, and then I'll be zooming off to Newmarket.
Great stuff. Yeah, it's getting towards a busy time of year, isn't it? The autumn. Lots of big meetings coming up. You must like this time of year.
Yeah, I do. It's kind of high pressure because you're trying to find a 2-year-old that might take you to the Tipco 1000 or 2000 guineas. So it's important that those horses you've dreamt about for the last few months can kind of perform on the big days, which are just on the horizon now.
Yeah, we'll talk about one of two of those in a minute because we'll go through a few of your Cambridgeshire meeting rides. But just firstly, looking back to last Saturday, you finished with a nice treble in the end, the last three races at Newbury.
Yeah, and it really helped my strike rate because this month hasn't been as good for me. In September, I'm a bit lower than I really want to be. So the fact there was so many non-runners and I had three winners out of four rides was really good, Ben. It was good work by my agent because they were probably all outside rides with chances that any number of jockeys could have ridden. And yeah, it was nice. It was nice to keep up my strike rate at Newbury this year as well.
Thought movie maker battled quite well. He seemed to love the ground.
Yeah, he had won on heavy ground over a furlong shorter as a 2-year-old, and obviously been off the track since running at Maidan. But Saeed seemed very happy with him, and I was actually drawn on the wrong side, so it took a little bit of heart from the horse to dig deep and get the job done. And he's a possible actually for the Balmoral handicap, the last race on Kipco British Champions Day.
Yeah, great stuff. Hopefully, we look forward to seeing him there. Right then, let's crack on with a few of your Cambridgeshire meeting rides, and let's start in the big one, the Cambridgeshire itself, because Roi De France for the Gostons is a great ride to pick up.
Yeah, he won his novice nicely at Windsor, and he was still a little bit raw at Yarmouth, which was only like last week. Obviously, he's backing up quickly, but the Cambridgeshire was always the plan. It was unsure whether everyone was unsure whether he would get a run, but he actually gets in off a nice weight of 8 stone 11. I rode the favourite in the race last year and came up short. I finished second on one of Harry Charlton's Judmount horses, but be lovely to go one place better. And I really do hope this horse is ahead of his mark, but I will need luck in running. Even on paper, if I get a good draw or whatever, you can encounter traffic problems with such a big field. So hopefully I'll be able to navigate a good passage on him.
Yeah, it's always a great spectacle, the Cambridgeshire 35 runners running down the Raleigh Mile. He's obviously a hugely unexposed horse. Are the Gosdens giving off Lord North type vibes?
Not quite those sort of vibes, but the horse is lightly raced. He's bred to be very good, and we're hopeful now that he's one of the favourites. I think the Emmett Mullins horse has been backed into favourite, but we'll be very hopeful he'll go close.
Let's talk about one of those 2-year-olds that might turn into a really high class 3-year-old because Royal Playright runs in the Royal Lodge, steps up a furlong from the Solario Stakes.
Yeah, that will help him. I view him as probably a 10 furlong horse in time. He worked really well with me in the last week or so. He seems super. He's actually growing. He's gone quite bum high. So he's not the finished article, but I'd be really hopeful he can go well. There's a Cameco horse in the race called Wimbledon Hawkeye that James Doyle's going to take the mount on. He'll be one of the highest rated. And obviously Luther, his form is stacking up. He won well at Haydock. He was just beaten by New Century at Salisbury in the Stonehenge. So it's quite an open looking Royal Lodge. But I'm excited about Royal Playright, and I do hope he'll be good enough to go really close.
Winlord was in the race at the 5-day stage. What's the latest with him?
So Windlord trained really well all this week, and he was always going to avoid Royal Playright. Andrew didn't want to run them against each other. He has the Beresford as an option on Saturday, and I know they were going to speak later this morning whether he'd be confirmed for that. If he isn't, he'll go for the Autumn Stakes.
Okay, I look forward to seeing him wherever he runs next. Now, a couple more 2-year-olds in on Saturday, Sheen, in the Group One contest. You ride Jouncy in the Middle Park and Arabian Dusk in the Cheveley Park. A couple of outsiders, perhaps according to the bookies, but are you hopeful?
Yeah, Arabian Dust galloped with me on the course proper. I had a little workout last Saturday and she felt great. I think, she had the Christopher said she had travel disruptions on the way to France, and obviously this is back against fillies. She doesn't have to take on the colts, and so yeah, I think she's overpriced. I definitely think she can be involved, and then. And then the colt Jouncy, he's always a little bit lazy. He's going to wear a visor again. He had to work from an outside draw at Kempton. I saw him yesterday, actually. He just did a normal routine workout. He seems well. He's a tough fella, and at I think he's 40-1. He can definitely be in the first three.
Also on Saturday, you ride Ghost Run, a filly that you won on at Doncaster's St Leger Festival.
Yeah, another Kamiko. She's very small. She's not a superstar, but she tries really hard. She'll go off as one of the favorites, and hopefully she can defy her new mark. She's going to run off 85, Ben, which is probably about where she is. But one thing, I think she'll improve for going 7. I wouldn't want the ground going too soft for her, and you wouldn't find a horse that tries as hard as her.
Just one final one, Oisin. I thought on Friday that Sea of Roses had a chance in the Group 3 Dubai Stakes, especially with the rain forecast overnight.
Yeah, she handled it very well at Windsor last time. She still looks really good in her coat. I think Time Lock will be a tough nut to crack. I think, on ratings, and she's trained well. So, look, hopefully Sea Roses can put up a career best.
Great stuff. Best chance for winner at the Cambridgeshire meeting?
I don't want to be too ballsy, but I was delighted with Royal Playright on his work. I think it was last Saturday, and um, I think when I rode him at Sandown in the Solario, he did enough with me in my hands, although I didn't go that fast, and he didn't really know what to do when we sprinted from 3 down, and I think he would have learned from that. And yeah, I'm really hoping we haven't seen the best of him yet.
Good stuff. Well, best of luck this weekend.
Thanks very much, Ben.